What's up, you guys? Hey, it's me, Xavier. I'm here. I was gonna make a video yesterday, but something happened to my tablet, so yeah, I'm doing it today, Sunday. Um, so yeah, I'm here to talk about The Flash, my favorite superhero, and the TV series. Well, as a lot of y'all guys know, The Flash is the fastest man alive in the DC series, and one of my favorite. If you have watched the seasons of The Flash, or if you're not a Flash fan and you want to be a Flash fan, I will send you a link where you can watch every single Flash episode, start and ending through season two. The season two one should be. It was the Christmas one, and if any of y'all don't know that on that one, I forget his name. Um, Joe West finds out he finally knows that he has a son, Wally West. Well, as we know in every DC series, that Wally West is the sidekick of Barry Allen, and I can't wait to see that soon. And I think it said it will come back on When is it? January. January 4th, 5th, I think. Yeah, January 5th or 12th, I think. I don't remember, but it will be a great episode. Hopefully, there's some kind of situation with Barry and Wally, because we all know that Barry somehow gets um, some. I think maybe the Speed Force. If this is gonna go with it, I'm still kind of curious when Jay gets his powers back and how what's his name, Doctor um I don't know, the doctor guy from Earth 2. I forgot. Sorry. I watched the show many times, but I haven't seen it because I already missed a week. There was no new episode this week, so I always forget. I always pay attention to Barry Allen, but as you know, the Speed Force is the greatest Speed Force in the world. Barry Allen was be able to travel back in time. In the TV series, he's traveled back in time twice already. Um, One to go back and save one of his friends from the Reverse Flash, which was Thawne pretending to be the professor in season one, which was a really good ending, but also a very sad ending when we came into season two of episode one. But as we know, Barry Allen is the fastest man alive. He he travels through time. He traveled, as I said, he traveled through time once. He traveled time to see his friend, and he traveled time to relive that day when his mother died. When him and Dawn, him and the Reverse Flash, were battling it out somewhere in the future, and somehow they came through. And Dawn killed his mom. Really sad. It was really heartburning moment on that episode. I think it's like season one, part one of the last episode. As I told you, I will leave you to a website where you can find that. It's the greatest episode in the world. Very heartwarming. The Speed Force. As I read a lot of comic books and watched a lot of videos about talking about the Speed Force is very complicated. There's so many people that have the Speed Force. I think there's like 5, 6 people that have the Speed Force. I don't really go into them. I'm really into Barry Allen, um, Wally West, and I look into some of the Reverse Flash. As we know, Dawn is the Reverse Flash. He he had the Speed Force in him when he back then he worshipped um, Barry Allen, but I worshipped him, and um, he tried to create the Speed Force, which he did, and he ran. He also Dawn went back to a museum and used the treadmill that made Barry Allen go back in time. So he did that. I did that one back, but then I don't know, something happened. I don't really remember, but but then something with his brain and everything. He he lost control or something. He just thought of Barry Allen as a threat. He lost kind of like memories or something like that. So that's why one of the storylines of Reverse Flash about that. Another story when Barry Allen threw um, his his suit into a time capsule and sent it off to space, and I think it was buried or sent off to space. Well, either way, it came back, and Thawne found it when I think he's a teenager or something. In the comic books, he looks really young, but I think it was at his adult age or whatever. So yeah, he got that, somehow tapped into the Speed Force at that, and changed the color as it became the yellow and red, the yellow man, the suit. Ooh. Sorry, it's really early. It's 10, no, 11, 41 where I'm at. As y'all know, I live here in Texas. But yeah, that's one of the reasons. And there's also another kind of the new universe. I think that the Reverse Flash is Iris's brother for some reason. I I, I only watched. I haven't read the comic book of that, but it got confusing. I didn't know Iris had like another brother or cousin or something like that that somehow wanted to kill Barry Allen for some reason. Everyone wants to kill Barry Allen because he's a superhero. You know that? So yeah. And also later on he kills Death or something like that, and he ends up having the negative um, force, speed force, and so something about he can send copies of himself, change his form, this and that. Very complicated, guys. If you want to um, look that up, I will highly recommend y'all do it. I don't know if all my information is 100%. I will say my information is 75% what I'm telling you is true. But, yeah. So, as we know, also Wally West. Let's go into him a little. Wally West is Iris's brother that we know of today, but also there's other ways that he's got his powers in some way. Some of them is said that when Barry and Reverse Flash are fighting and somehow they collided to each other, that the the energy hit Wally West and drew him into the Speed Force, like in some of the other Speed Force um, Spearows. Uh, there's not a lot about Wally West. If y'all watched the Young Justice, it was really sad of that. He's a great superhero. He was one of my favorites in that one. Ooh. Yeah, that's it. That's all I really know about Wally West so far. Flash. Let's go into Barry Allen. There is so many things about Barry Allen that we don't know. No, we do and don't know. Sorry, guys. I'm like stuffed up from my nose. But yeah, we do and we don't know anything a lot about Barry Allen's powers and everything else. We know he can use his powers to make those tornadoes out of his hands. He goes around too fast. He can let go and shoot lightning. He can go Mach speed or I don't know how fast you can go to travel through time. You can do that, and there's some, and he can phase through people with because he can go so fast. He can um, move his molecules, everything, and pass through stuff. But it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Wally West can do that, but I think what I've heard in the Young Justice series, he tried doing it once, but he gets a nosebleed every time he does it. But yeah, one thing I didn't know that I've heard of a little joke about him. Um, Barry Allen is a great guy. He's he's the fastest man alive. He goes what he wants. He knows what he's gonna do and how he's gonna do it. He tries to persuade people into becoming good, like he did Captain Cold. Somehow he still became a villain, but at the end they were still best friends, and he watched well, a future him. If you haven't seen, there's a blue. He's wearing a blue suit, Flash, but he goes back in time and fixes mistakes and everything. Because there's a part where he gets Iris in a wheelchair, and he kills I don't know, some other stuff. But he also goes back and holds Captain Cold his hand and tells him goodbye because they were both really good friends. And Captain Cold was the only supervillain that knew Barry Allen's name. So, well, I'm gonna sign off, guys. If you want any more about superheroes or anything in the Flash or any else kind of superheroes, leave it in the comment below. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and share with your friends and everything else. As y'all know, I will leave down the link of all the Flash videos of the new one, the TV series, and make sure to follow me down there at my Instagram and my Snapchat down there. And remember the 10 to 20 people who follow me on Instagram or on Snapchat will get a shout out on here. Have not reached that, haven't had anybody reach that goal so far. So yeah, I'll follow you back also and follow you back, give you a shout out on here. And so, love you guys. This is Saber signing out.